I'm living proof. I'm not Caucasian. You become the pussycat. In the Philippines, it's not about the age, it's about economics. Stress will cause you to die. Your stress level is gonna go up, 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 up. We got some of you guys that are still very stubborn. Here, you're the poorest guy in town. Well, hey guys, I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm here in sunny Florida. I haven't had any bites on my house yet. Cool news is I'm gonna bring you up to date on Paul. I mentioned his name a little bit during my last video. I talked to him a couple of days ago and his divorce is final. I mentioned to him that I was going back to Dumaguete probably in September, and he wants to tag along with me or hang out in Dumaguete for a little bit. You know, the thing with Paul is, you know, he had talked to his wife, ex-wife now, online, fell in love with her. He went over there to the small province, married her, and he brought her back. That was it. He really didn't visit the Philippines much. He really doesn't know much about the Philippines. And I just told him, I said, hey, you just need to go to the Philippines, get to know the culture, get to know the people there. And if you find somebody, I think that's the best way to go. This video is not for those who are just planning on going to the Philippines and have a good time. I'm not talking to you guys. You guys can have a good time without my advice. I'm talking about the guys that looking for a serious girlfriend. You're planning on making her your future someone, you know, whether it be a wife, serious girlfriend, a live-in partner. Those are the guys that I'm going to be talking to in the next 20 minutes. I'm going to go with two scenarios. The first scenario is where you're going to live in the Philippines. Whether you're going to marry her or you're just going to have her as a serious girlfriend or live-in partner. The good thing about living in the Philippines is you're the alpha dog, right? You're in charge. You basically pick the girl that you want to be with, the one that you want to spend time with. You have a lot of time to decide. You're not in a hurry. You're not dealing with a visa situation. You're focused on staying in the Philippines. You know, for a man to be in control and be in charge, that's very important. The minute that you lose control, that's when you start panicking, doing irrational things. So if you're going to go back to the Philippines, you know, let's say you're going to stay, take your time. I made a video about it. Take your time in finding the right girl. Take your time in finding the right place to live. And once you get yourself acclimated to the Philippines, then you can start focusing on that special someone, and then you can take care of her instead of being in a rush and making wrong decisions. You're in the Philippines, you get to control the situation. And I'm not talking about these guys that are just control freak. I mean, the whole situation, you're in control. You're not in a rush. The cool thing about this, you find your girlfriend and you think that she is the right one that you're gonna either marry or live with. Let's say 6 months down the road or 6 years down the road and she decides to leave you. You're not going to be that heartbroken. You're really not, because there'll be another girl right around the corner. I can't explain how things work in the Philippines, but there's going to be plenty enough women that's going to want to be by your side if your bride or spouse or girlfriend decides to leave you. That's a good feeling to know. That's a good, comfortable feeling to know that you'll be able to pick up where you left off and not miss a beat. All right, the third thing that's going to happen if you decide to live in the Philippines with your spouse is your cost. Your cost decreases tenfold. You can live for less than $1,000 a month. And if your Social Security is around $2,000, you have an extra $1,000 a month that you could put in the savings. Your food cost goes down. Unless you eat at a fancy restaurant, food is inexpensive. Transportation. You can get from one end of town in Dumagetti to the other side of the town for less than a quarter. That's your transportation cost. You don't have to buy a car. You can buy yourself a scooter if you want, but you don't have to. You don't have to do any of that stuff. Your entertainment is inexpensive. You take a girl out in the Philippines. I just know if I spend more than $10 on a date in the Philippines, I'm spending too much. You try to spend $10 on a date in the US, it's not gonna happen. My gosh, if you spend $100 on a date in the US, the girls probably think you're cheap. Dating is inexpensive, food is inexpensive, shelter is inexpensive, transportation is inexpensive. Now, I will say this, if you have medical situation, that's a different ballgame. If you're in bad health and you're on Medicare, it's going to be tough for you to move to the Philippines or live in the Philippines. In that case, you might be forced to marry a Filipina and bring her to the US. Just the fact that the health care is not as good, I don't think, as good as the US. But if your health situation is not of major health issues, but just regular everyday health issues, $10 and you're in and out of the doctor's office. They'll see you for about $10 a visit, write you a prescription to take care of that problem, and then you're out of there. Your stress level, man, at our age, stress is the biggest situation that we have to deal with. Your food cost is down, your shelter is down, transportation is down, entertainment is down, recreation is down, finding girlfriends, it's down or up. It depends on how you look at it. To get married again at age 60, 65, do you have the patience? I mean, just think about it. If you're getting married in the US to a woman, it's going to be stressful at 65 or 60. Just think, bring someone from a completely different country that knows nothing about the US. That's stressful. So, number 5, stress. Stress will cause you to die. Stress will cause a lot of problems. And finally, number 6, your age. Age doesn't matter, and that holds very true. In the Philippines, it's not about the age, it's about economics. Now, let's say we got some of you guys that are still very stubborn. Let's just say you're 50 years old or 60 or 70 and you are bound and determined to marry you a Filipina, and you're going to bring her to the US. Number 1, you bring her to the US, your stress level is going to go up, 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 up. You're worrying about the visa. She's worrying about the visa. You're worrying about the green card. She's worried about the green card. You're worried about the citizenship. She's worried about the citizenship. Not only that, you got to figure out how she's going to get used to living in America. Every little thing that you take for granted, she doesn't know anything about it other than what she sees on TV, and that's not real life. And a couple of things happen when your stress level goes up. You're worried about other men taking your girlfriend, or you're worried about them taking your wife. That causes stress. Your head is on a swivel. You're constantly looking. You may even start imagining things That's not happening. And you start arguing about that. Man, 60, 70, what are you looking for? You're looking for peace and quiet. You're looking for less stress. Man, your stress level had just shot up the minute you decide to bring her to America. Your cost of living goes up tenfold. Told you, you could probably live in Dumaguete for about $1,000 a month and live very comfortable. You have a $2,000 Social Security. At the end of the month, you got about $1,000 in your pocket. Now, I'm not saying that everybody will live on $1,000, but at bare minimum, you're gonna be able to live on $1,000. Now you're in the US, you're with your beautiful wife. I mentioned on the last video, $2,000, you can barely afford an apartment. Where you were once the king and the guy with all the money in the province, here you're the poorest guy in town. You don't think that's gonna bring stress to your life? You think you're bringing stress to your life? It's bringing stress to her life. In the Philippines, she didn't have to work. You know, she could live somewhat very comfortable. Here in the US, she's pulling double duty. So your cost of living is gonna go up. Transportation, well, you're gonna probably have to buy a car. Majority of the US is wide open spaces. You're gonna have to buy a car. Now you got a car payment. Your food bill goes up. Cable, phone, recreation, everything costs money in the US. In Dumaguete, for $1,000, it takes care of my rent, which is $350. And it includes water and cable. Transportation. If you watch the video I've done on your costs, it came out about $880 some both times. And I guarantee you, if I do it again, it's gonna come up about the same. So you have to decide on that. Stress, your cost of living, everything goes right back up. And you already know what lifestyle is in the US. And now you're gonna bring someone from the Philippines and put her through that? I don't know. I don't know about that. We're in the Philippines. Age, it's just a number. It doesn't matter if that girl's 20, 30, 40, and you're 65 or 75. It's the craziest thing. I can't explain why it works that way here in the Philippines, but that's just the way it is. And those of you guys who are Asian, I did have a guy that mentioned to me that he was Asian, that, you know, a lot of the Filipinos, they gravitate to Caucasian guys. No, they don't. They love to have a Caucasian boyfriend, but I'm living proof. I'm not Caucasian. If you have some money, and I'm not talking about a wealthy person, I'm just talking about if you just have some money, you have a good source of income, age is just a number. And it doesn't matter if you're Filipinos, Chinese, Korean, Japanese. The economics of the Philippines, you're in the driver's seat. You are in control. You're the alpha dog, and your stress will go down. You know, a man can provide for his wife. He's in control. But if you can't provide for her, you lose control. The minute that she has to go out and work, I mean, if she wants to work because she's bored, that's fine. But if she's forced to go out and work to support your new family, you and her and your children, you lose control. And what happens if she starts making more money than you? Now she's in control. You become the pussycat. And she's the alpha dog. And everything that I'm sharing with you, I think the most critical factor on your decision whether you're going to bring her to the US is the difference in your age gap. The bigger the age gap, it's best that you stay in the Philippines. If your age gap is within 5, or maybe in between 5 and 10 years, you'll have a better chance of surviving in the US. Statistically says that, you know, 50% of the people who get married in the US are going to be divorced. So you got 1 in 2 chances, or 5 in 10. And they say that if you bring a Filipina to the US, your odds of staying married are 20% to 50%. To get your odds of up to 50% is your age gap. The closer you are in age, the closer you're going to be able to get to that 50% of staying married in the US. In the Philippines, I think your odds of staying married or staying with her, I bet it'll go up to 75%. Most girls are not going to leave you in the Philippines. Some will, whether you like it or not, but most of them will stay with you. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Hey, hi.
Hey, how you doing, guy?
Good. How are you?
Oh, good.
What do you filming?
Oh, no, I'm a blogger, and I talk about moving to the Philippines, and I have...
Okay. Can I say hi from Russia?
Sure. Yeah.
That's hi from Russia.
Oh my gosh, what's your name again?
Viti.
Vicky?
Yeah, VT, 2 letters.
VT.
Yes.
Well, nice to meet you, VT.
Yeah, me too.
All right, buddy.
Okay, good luck.
All right.